It's Wintertown only. It's Wintertown only. Crack it open. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Cold Ones Conversations. I'm back from Miami, the U. I had to get the khaki U. Shout out Ray Lou. Shout out Ed Reed. Shout out Dwayne The Rock Johnson, another U, a U alumni. I mean, come on. Shout out Braxton. Shout out the U. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Let me give the usual introductions. I go by many names. Hollywood Hair. Harry Heaps is on the birth certificate, and I am joined by my right hand man and the greatest Eagle fan to ever exist, the rider or dyer, the guy who calls it how it is, the left hand of this show, Brendan the Bod Petrilli. Brendan, how you doing today, and how are you doing being a part of Loser Town, brother?
Um, I was a lot nicer to you when you were losing to shitty teams earlier in the year. All right. I was a lot nicer
You are.
when you were losing to bad football teams. We're losing to good football teams now. It's embarrassing,
Yeah.
especially this last one.
Yep.
And getting blown out, it's embarrassing, but it's the good football teams. So that makes me feel a little better, but it's not fun.
I'm just giving you what you gave the O's. I'm just giving you what they gave the O's. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but yeah, there's a
And
difference.
that was over the line. No,
There-
there was no difference.
There's a big difference.
You shot over the bow. You took shots
The
under it.
Eagles went to the
Yeah.
Super Bowl last year. What did the O's do at all in the past
Let's
3 decades?
let's talk about it.
Yeah,
Let
like come
let's
on.
talk about it, and then we'll get into the Raves. We'll get to the number one seed. Let's get the Eagle talk out of the way. 3 games in a row, 3 straight L markers. Now, by no means I'm making jokes. By no means do I think that that this means the Eagles are frauds. Do I think that they're done in the water? No. I actually think that Colin Cowherd in the video that you sent me had the best take out of anyone that has said, which is Philly needs to take a deep breath and realize all that you've lost, right? You lost a guy that is making Minshew look competitive as an offensive coordinator. Your defense has been staggered at times. You've had to pay other guys left. You still have a top tier quarterback. Your offensive line has struggled with injuries. Your offensive personnel have struggled with injuries. Everyone has. You're just hitting like the Ravens had their bumps in the road earlier in the season. You're having yours now. And yes, you're right. You're having them against good football teams. What I think does now need to be known, though, is the only issue that I'm seeing is before I really thought that the road to the NFC and going to the Super Bowl was going to go through Philadelphia. And now I'm not so sure. Now I think that you guys are going to be fighting an uphill battle. And I want to know, you going against the Giants this coming week, followed by who is it after the Giants? Oh, sorry, it's the Giants, Cardinals, Giants.
Giants, Cardinals, Giants. Yeah. So
Yes,
you got winnable football games.
you
You
got
do.
winnable football games.
Now
So where do you
the
kind of take
confidence
that
level
stride?
is
Yeah,
it is it's 60-40 that you're gonna win them. When
yeah,
a couple weeks ago I'm saying yeah, we're killing them. We should beat them by 30. Now they should wouldn't beat them by 30. These bad football teams, but you can't trust anything
yeah.
for either side of the football right now. The defense to get a stop when you need it, Jalen Hurts to go down and win you a football game. Now, both of those things early in the season against really good football teams like the Chiefs, the Dolphins, the Bills, they got it done. And then all of a sudden you forgot how to score when you need it. You forgot how to get a stop, a turnover. I I don't remember a turnover other than the fumble return for a touchdown against Dak, but that didn't mean anything. A
Right.
meaningful turnover. When was the last time the Eagles had one? The Dolphins? No, I don't even think Tua turned the ball over.
No.
So like we need not we, but whatever. There hasn't been a momentum changing play on either side of the ball in weeks. The team's gassed. They seem unmotivated. Guys are tweeting at people on X
Yep.
or Twitter or whatever. What are we doing? Get it together, fellas. I'm talking with my buddy Travis tonight. Who's a Bills fan. I'm like, oh, how about those Bills? They're getting hot. And he's just like, dude, honestly, like I love the Bills, but I'd rather be in the Eagles situation. And thinking about it,
He's right.
we're 10-4. We
Yep.
clinched a playoff spot. We got a shot to win the division. And
Yep.
I feel like shit. The
Yep.
whole city feels like shit, and that's crazy.
But you feel that way because there has been so much hype on you because you proved last year, even when your dude went down, that you were the real deal. You went to the Super Bowl, you put 34 points on who's going to be the second greatest quarterback of all time. So when you take these losses, of course it feels like a gut shot. I think the thing that's hard is out of all of those, it's not even the loss to the Seahawks, it's the loss to Dallas. It's splitting with Dallas because
But
those,
that's to be expected. The biggest thing,
of
sorry to cut you
course.
off,
No, go ahead.
where to respond to Travis's question is, I don't feel the Eagles can win the Super Bowl. You know,
Mm.
after these last couple weeks, if they go
Wow.
play Dallas and they go play San Fran, right?
This is
Well,
breaking news.
I didn't say they can't. I just said you feel like they can't.
Okay.
You don't have that same confidence of they got to come to the link. They gotta
Yeah.
play Jalen Hurts in the fourth quarter. This defense can get. It's just not there right now.
Sure.
It hasn't been for a
Right.
month now. Now it was at the beginning of the year, and you take your tools, your ups and your downs. They're running out of gas a little bit, but when it comes down to it, that this feeling is just not it. The Nick Sirianni's trying to cover for Hurts or cover for the offensive coordinator. You're changing the defensive coordinator midweek at the end of the week without telling anybody out of nowhere. Slay's getting surgery, and you're just like, what's happening?
Yeah.
What is going on?
Yeah.
Everybody, get it together. We're the number one seed in the NFC still. It's not like we're like the bottom of the barrel here that's going to tank for a pick. We're still the top team. Now you're not. You're probably the third, which
Who's
is
two?
fine. You get in the dance, you can always win a game, and I'm going to talk myself into that as we get moving forward here.
You have to.
Of course, I'm going to,
You have to.
but you got to win these next couple of games by a lot. You got to start stomping these guys, and you got to get right.
Do you
That's the
think
biggest thing.
do you think the preseason loss to the Ravens has to do with this?
Oh, huge. Yeah. It was fucking huge.
All right. Let's move off the loser talk. We don't need to talk about it anymore. Dude, let's talk about the first time
The
in
Eagles are
Ravens.
still winning the Super Bowl.
Let's talk about wow, what a change of events. Let's talk about the first time in Ravens history being number one and
Well,
the clear number ones.
real quick before we wrap
Hit
up
me.
the
Hit
Eagles,
it.
we need the Ravens. It would have been nice.
Yep.
We beat the Seahawks. You beat the Niners. We're looking at that number one seed. Now we need the Niners to lose 2 games. It's going to be tough to see going forward here. But
Who do they got after
I'm going to
us?
root for the Vens.
You
know
have
I'm going to
to.
root for the Vens. Of course. We're all in. Bird up.
Yep. We got to take bird up. Hashtag bird up. We got to take care of business the way that you guys did to send us to that number one seed just over a month ago that we've held on to ever since against KC. It's time to return the favor. We're going all the way. We're doing what we got to do. Okay. They've got after us, before us, they've got Cardinals this week. Oh, they've got a weak schedule after this. They've got Cardinals, us, and then Washington, and then LA. They smoke
LA
3
is
out of
a
those
good
4
team.
teams. They are LA has, dude, they have been the team.
They're
All right,
playing right now as we're recording.
they're playing right now as we're recording. They're up 27-7, dude.
27 now? Wow.
Whoever took the Saints must have been smoking crack because truly, unforgivingly, God forbid, Derek Carr remembers how to play football. I mean, this guy used to wear a Raider uniform and throw the ball behind his
13
back.
wins, first seed. That's what a lot of people were saying.
But you know what's crazy is how do you have what seems like all that talent? Now we're talking Saints, but how do you seem to have all that talent when you really look at the Saints, all of that talent and that division, and you're 7-7? Like, it's not like we're talking about being in the NFC East here. And it's not even like we're talking about being in what would that be, the NFC West with the Rams and 49ers. It's not like you're going against the Seahawks. You're going against Tampa Bay and Atlanta,
The Panthers,
the
yeah, it's
Panthers,
bad.
and you're 7-7. Like that's horrible. All
Mhm.
right, let's stick on topic, dude, because I am not getting off my high horse, man. And it's Christmas Day, dog. On this show, we celebrate Christmas. Happy holidays to all. But we celebrate Christmas on this show. When we greet you, we say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. That's the
God
way it
bless.
goes. And it's Christmas night. It's Christmas night. 8:15 kickoff on the West Coast. West Coast time. It's a 5 p.m. game. It's Vens. It's 49ers. It's a Super Bowl rematch. It's a pre-Super Bowl rematch. We're going into it, and Johnny Harbaugh is going to have the same result with a different QB, with a different offensive coordinator, with a different defensive coordinator, with a different defensive line, with Ray Lewis 2.0, with Pitta, Todd Heap, all put into one on the sideline, and Marky Ange put one up for him, pull out your cross. We got everybody, dog. Dude, I got so much energy right now. What a loss over such a great win in destroying Jacksonville that we lose Mitchell. Cut me like a knife. I mean, it cut me like a knife. I can't say it enough, dude. As soon as I saw him go down, I was like, please don't do this. And then I saw him grab the knee, and I was like, mother. I'm not gonna say it. This is a
What
clean
did
snow.
happen?
He tore his ACL, dog.
Oh, he did. All right.
Yeah. No, it's done. It's
I've had a busy week. It's so tough.
severe knee injury. They still don't want to say what it is,
Mhm.
but he's done. Listen, takeaways from that game. We dominated. We dominated both offensively and defensively. Was it Lamar's prettiest game? No. The week before obviously was against the Rams. I said he would air it out that week. He threw for 3 tugs. He doesn't do that this week. Okay, I don't care. We ran the ball all over their ass. Lamar dominated time of possession. And on top of that, dude, it comes down to when the Ravens win football games is when Stone and Hamilton play lights out. When Stone and Hamilton play lights out in our corner position and in our secondary, you already know the middle of that field with Patrick Queen and Roquan Smith is tied up. That's a non-starter, non-entity. It's finished. It's done. Our defensive line getting after it week after week, pressuring Lawrence down after down. I mean, this guy is looking like when he goes against a team like the Ravens is looking like he regressed, and he's not a bad quarterback. But we are just so dominant right now, man. And I think what it comes down to it's just the truth is it goes back to what I was saying going into that week 7, week 8, win before then we lost to the Browns. Todd Monken and Lamar Jackson are on a totally different wavelength right now. Their play designs are amazing. Our play action is set. Likely has come alive. A guy like Bateman is trying to get his steps in with the loss of Andrews. Guys like Flowers and Odell Beckham Jr. are absolute phenomenal superstars for this team. They can't be stopped. They roll. And I'm going to say it right now. Lamar Jackson is the MVP of the league right now. There is no doubt in my mind that he is the MVP of the league. We have the MVP of the league under center. When you look at this guy and the numbers that he's putting up, both on his feet and through the air, he's playing better than that 14-2 year where we won the AFC, clinched the number 1 seed, obviously lost in the first game of the playoffs, but he won the MVP. And this guy, he's a totally different quarterback than even then, dude. I don't know how to react to this because I've never had the true number 1 side of being the ultimate team. But dude, it looks like I've always said, act like you've been there before, and the Ravens are acting like they've been there before. Biggest test is coming up this week, dude. We've got some real deal games coming up. We got to go against arguably the biggest, I've said there's no juggernauts, but the biggest other entity in this league right now in the San Francisco 49ers. And then after that, we got to go against the fastest team in the league against Miami. And then we got to play against our biggest division rival. So we got to close out this season strong. We got to get it done. And I'm happy that the last 2 games are going to be at home, but we got to go on the road and take care of business. That's it. We're buttoned up, dude.
I hope you don't run into a gauntlet like the Eagles did. You finally hit a 3-game stretch where you gotta
Yep.
You got to
It's
compete.
scary.
I wish you the best.
It's
That's all I have
scary.
to say.
I think, the thing that I'm going to say about those 3 games is that the only one that I can truly diagnose is, and you might say that I'm speaking too early. We got to get past San Francisco first, is the Miami game, because Miami only has one speed, and that's fast. They
Where's
cannot
that
play
game at?
that's at home
All right, I
on the
like that a lot.
31st.
I like
Yeah.
that a lot.
They have no other
What's the
speed
weather
but fast.
forecast? Are we
Oh,
talking
it's we
below
are talking
freezing?
cold
All
as
right, okay.
dick.
Ravens easy.
Ravens easy, dog.
Tyreek Hill's he's not going to be
Did
playing.
you see the Baltimore tush push, by the way, this past week? Did you see the Baltimore tush push for the first down? Lamar Jack lining up like his brother Jalen Hurts, who he's going to be going against come this time in January or come this time in February, dog. They did the Baltimore tush push with that Minecraft head and Tyler Linderbaum. If you ain't rocking 64, don't talk to me. That's the only game that I can diagnose. If we can slow that game down, if we can make Miami have to work through the trenches, they're done. San Fran's a different animal. They can work through the trenches with a guy like McCaffrey. They can throw it over the top with Ayuk, with Samuel, with Kittle. They have unlimited weapons. So we're going to have to match them all day long this week. It's going to be a test. It is going to be a test. And I don't really know. I don't know how to diagnose this game. I think that for us to stay in it, Lamar has got to have a Rams type game. He's got to air it out, because that defensive line, they're juiced. I mean, you played them. They're juiced up. They're like us. They're juiced up. So it's going to be hard,
Their
man.
defense shouldn't scare anybody. It's the offense. If their offense can put up points,
Yeah,
like
we can compete.
It's tough to run. But if you can stop them, then you're good, because their defense is not great. Honestly, they just aren't. They aren't. But I believe in the Vens.
I believe in them too, dog. I believe in them too. I believe in the Eag. I believe in the city of the birds.
It's one of us. I mean, no.
Yeah, that's why I no, I do. I believe in the Eag. I think that what's just hard, man, is that I think that to round out. Well, first of all, we're not going back to Eagles. What do you think about this Baltimore team right now? What do you think about this Baltimore team being the outright number 1 of the AFC for now over a month?
Yeah, they're good. They're a good, well-rounded team. The injuries are kind of starting to scare you. I
Yes.
feel like it has to, obviously.
Yes, I do too. Yep.
You keep bringing up Bateman. Is he that important to get going, or can you just ride on OBJ and Flowers? I feel like the two of them have kind of not. But
And likely's come alive.
yeah, he's come. I've been telling you, get rid of Andrews. Likely's the dude.
Well, dude, I mean, I'll make the point that I think that if Likely wasn't doing what he was doing, Ertz would have been signed.
Yeah, or you rush back Andrews to come back one of these next couple weeks.
Yeah, I think that Andrews
But
comes
they're
back
not going
come playoff.
to now.
No, not at all.
But
you
if
gotta
they
let him
needed a
rest.
tight end, they probably would have tried to accelerate that process a little
Absolutely.
bit. Now you don't have to.
They would have talked to
Like-
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, of course.
They would have said, "What are you putting in?" They would have talked to the Sod father about what the Sod father put in Patty Mahomes during the Super Bowl. Let's be honest here.
Mhm.
He goes to the locker room with a broken ankle. Now he's down. No, you're 100% right to close out this Ravens talk. The injuries are stacking up. I'm going to hold true to the statement I made 3 weeks ago. With the personnel, even with Mitchell being down, the personnel that we got, we can make it to the dance. I believe that wholeheartedly. Nobody in the AFC scares me.
I
win a
think
Super
for me,
Bowl.
the biggest thing is the defense has been consistent for most of
Yes.
the year.
Absolutely.
That's the biggest steady thing. I think the offense has had its moments of being great. And there's still stuff to be had on the offensive side of the football.
Big time.
Lamar has yet to have that wow game. You
Yeah.
know?
Where he
Total
rushes-
wow game.
Where he rushes for 2 and he throws for 2. Yes.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
he's had good games. I'm not saying he hasn't, but
I
he hasn't
agree.
had that wow. Lamar Jackson took over this football game.
But
You
see,
know?
that's why I'm not scared of anybody, because he hasn't had his wow game, and yet he is the MVP of the league.
He's had wow
but
plays.
Yes.
Like he's had plays, but not whole football games.
No, I totally agree.
And that's why I like them coming down the stretch here a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His best football is still to be played.
Yeah.
And it's going to be very evident that his best football is to be played, because he is not going to have his number 1 guy there on the field to do it. He's going to be making other guys shine without the dude that always knows where to be when he needs him to be there, right? So again, I'll just go with the point closing out. We can make it to the dance without either of those guys and Mitchell, and without Andrews. To win the dance, I think that we got to have Andrews, and damn, do I feel confident going into San Francisco. I can't believe that we're catching 5.5 points, dude. I cannot get over that. I think that is a wild line. I would be hammering the Baltimore line. We're going to get into that later. But 5.5, dude, against the number 1 seed in the AFC, like that says to me, you fully believe that the 49ers are going to win the Super Bowl. That's not to be determined yet. We got a lot of football still to play. You're giving the number 1 seed in the AFC, they're a 5.5 point underdog. Come on, bro.
Well,
What are we talking about here?
It's interesting for sure. I mean, do we want to dive into those underdogs for this week? Because I like that Ravens.
Well, I don't want to dive in yet because I got to talk about one other guy. I got to talk about the race for the MVP because it's between 2 guys. If we're having an honest conversation, 2 guys for the MVP:
McCaffrey and Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson and Joe Flacco.
Oh, okay.
Joey Flack doesn't look a day over 31. And
hold up. Time out.
Can he sling it? He sling it?
Time out.
Why was that a push?
Yeah. Well,
he won by the 3.
Because it would have had to be 2.5. That's why. Come on.
God.
Come on, kid. You're making us look bad here.
Oh, God.
But the HTPL came up just short because of the birds, and I'm sorry for everybody. We didn't even talk about that at the beginning of the show.
Well, we can't.
Joey Flack came back.
He came
back, and he got that dub there. And man, that team. Are you scared of them at all? Joey Flacco getting his revenge?
No, because once he steps into the bank, he's gonna remember why we ran him out of town. He's gonna remember why we ran him out of town. He's had a lot of good
memories there too. He's like, hey,
apparently he doesn't. Apparently he doesn't because he said this is the most fun he's ever had playing football, which broke a lot of people's hearts. And dog, like I said last week, we paid you $100 million. Just shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. We paid you $100 million. Don't say that. Dude, this kid can still throw the football. Like, I think he's taken off time from having kids. He's not doing the Phillip Rivers route, popping out 9 or 10. And he's been letting that arm get juiced.
Good for him.
He's been letting that arm get juiced. I think he's got a little juice still, and he's ready to rock and roll, dude. He looks good. I will say this to your point about being scared. And I had this conversation with a friend recently. If they had signed Joe Flacco in the preseason, when Deshaun first went down in like week 3 and 4, this Browns team, I think, would be in a totally different position than they're in right now.
Think they win the division, or they're competing?
No, I don't think they win the division, but I think that they're absolutely a 10-win team, 100%, 100%. He's playing at an unreal level right now, dude. For coming off the couch.
Yeah. I mean, the way he's been able to lead that team.
It's crazy.
It's been nuts. And the guys keep dropping all around him too.
Yes, and he's still winning.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you put a vet who played with Ray Lou, who played with Ed Reed, who played with Anquan Bolden, who played with the Super Bowl winning Raven, with the Super Bowl winning Eagle in Torrey Smith. I mean, what do you expect? What do you expect? You know what I mean? The Tommy DeVee. What do you expect? What do you expect? You expect to win. So, yes, the Browns are absolutely a scary team. Dude, I made the point, when they beat us, right? What was the line that I said when they had Deshaun? They are the team that is built to beat anyone. And losing their franchise quarterback, they have continued that narrative. They have in the course of a 2-year period, they have turned around the complete trajectory of that franchise. Like, they are a winning organization now. They have a real deal head coach. They have a somewhat real deal quarterback.
And you know who did it that they ran out of town? Baker Mayfield.
Absolutely. It was
the
too many
guy that got it
commercials,
going.
though. It was too many commercials, and you and I both know that.
Come on.
You can't be doing the Hulu sponsored ads if you
You
ain't
ran
winning
the
a
guy out of town, the first guy to win you a playoff game,
playoff game.
and you ran him out. And look at him now, throwing for 400 plus yards.
We're in the
Tampa
popsicle.
Bay.
We're in the popsicle orange.
Dude, Baker, he can
Baker
talk about
can
a guy
play.
that can still sling it. Baker can still sling it.
Dude, he's a number 1 overall pick. He's a Heisman player. I'd pray to God he could still sling it. I mean, come on, dog. I mean,
Good point. Good point.
if he couldn't, what are we talking about here? I mean,
Good
Cam
point.
Newton,
Good point.
you know what I'm
Good
saying?
point. Good point.
But where I'd leave it at is, yes, they are still a team that I would not want to play in the playoffs. If you're getting them in a wild card round, dude, I mean, what would that be right now? What's the layout? Let me look right now. I want to see what that would be. Let's put in standings.
As you're looking this up right now, though, the
Yeah.
one thing that I want to kind of touch on once we figure this out, playoff
Jacksonville.
wise, right?
Cleveland wins that game.
Against Jacksonville, yeah. As of right now, I would think so.
Yes.
And I want to talk about Jacksonville when we come to our picks because I think it's an interesting line for this week. But yeah, this Cleveland team is kind of rounded into shape a little bit where Amari Cooper, I mean, myself personally, kind of, you think he's a lot older than he actually is. And
Right.
he's still getting these big play touchdowns all of a sudden. David Njoku is catching touchdowns left and right. Joe just loves to throw it up to these big body guys.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
that
he does.
has the talent. And Joe Flacco is the only one that can get it out of these guys.
Yep.
Like all these guys have been drafted as big bodies, fast enough weapons on offense, but have underachieved for maybe not all of their career, but at different points they've had lull parts where you're like, what happened to this guy? This guy was a top-notch talent. Joe Flacco's like, I see that talent. I'm just gonna chuck it to him, and I'm gonna chuck it to him, chuck it to him, chuck it to him, and we're gonna until it works. And
Yes,
that's what's
dog.
going on right now in Cleveland.
Is his drop back not like a duck in water? You see him drop back. I mean, Doug, you see that ready, and it comes to him, dude. He literally looks like Michael Phelps cascading for a gold medal all day long. That's what he looks like. He is just he's a man among legends. Okay. You want to hit a few more teams and then we'll go to picks?
Yeah,
We got to talk about one more quarterback before we end this out, at least in my
Dak
opinion.
Prescott sucks.
I was
Talk
even gonna
about a guy
him.
out of the MVP race. That guy.
Done.
See ya.
Done.
Fraud. Fake.
Fraud.
Sucks.
Dallas is Dallas.
Yeah.
Dallas is Dallas.
Yeah, but they kicked the Eagles' ass, but we're split. We split.
You split, just like the Ravens are about
You
to do
walk
with the
out of
Steelers.
that Jerry Jones Stadium where they're paying the refs and everything else. They got nothing.
Who got paid off more? The refs in who gets paid off more? The refs that get paid who play in who ref in Dallas, or the refs at the Super Bowl this past year? Who got paid off?
Ugh. It's a good question.
That's a good question.
It is. I just think because
That's a real
Jerry's
deal.
Jerry's gonna throw his money around, so it doesn't matter the game.
You don't think
Jerry.
Andy is?
Nah.
You don't think Andy's getting a truckload of cheeseburgers delivered to their crib?
The boy, maybe
Maybe.
one of his sons did it.
Hey,
That's a
all right,
deep-
listen,
that's
we
a
won't
deep
get
dive.
we're not going to get political on the show.
Uh,
Listen, let's talk about one other team that I got to ask you about, dude, and that's the Green Bay Packers. Have they, for the third time in a row, found another guy to build around in J
He's been
Love?
so up and down this year. He's
But,
had his
dude,
moments.
His ups
He's
have
been
been what people.
bad. He's been good. He's been bad.
You got to give him another year.
Yeah. You're not getting rid of him this fast. No. Why would they? They're in the middle of the pack in the draft. It's not like you're getting a great guy.
Right.
You give Jordan Love another year. Their biggest thing was they had a bunch of other young weapons around him,
Yes.
and they've all kind of grown together, and that's been their biggest problem, honestly.
They're tight.
You saw it on their defensive side of the ball. Jair Alexander and other guys are kind of like, we get, we're going through a building phase, and you kind of see it when it comes to the offensive side of the ball. because on defense we got it, and they started putting it together throughout the last couple of weeks. But then you still have those moments where it's the
Yes.
young guys still trying to figure it out. So no, you rock with Jordan Love for at least one more year. The guy's he has it for the most part, and
Mhm.
it would be insane if they can get 3 quarterbacks for a decade plus in a row.
Oh my God, for 2 decades plus, dude.
Yeah,
Favre's the 90s.
I know.
You're
I'm
keeping it
Jordan
real.
Love's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, it's just it would be the most insane organization to hit on 3 number 1 overall draft picks who also, besides Brett Favre, all sat behind their predecessor and watched them.
all late 20 picks too, or teens or 20s.
Yes, all
Yeah,
teens and 20s. Yep.
none of them were
Like,
the number one. Yeah,
let me ask you a question. Does Green Bay right now feel confident in possibly getting the division back from Detroit?
nah, that ship
No,
sailed.
that ship's no, I don't mean this year.
Oh,
I mean in the
oh,
future.
yeah, yeah.
Can he be better than Golf?
Yeah, yeah. I
Okay,
mean,
that's
you
big.
you don't know how many more golfs really got left, to be honest.
Sure.
Great years.
Maybe like 2. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And Jordan Love will be coming into his prime by the end of that year.
2 years. Yeah.
Too. Yeah. So then that
Yeah.
would be their time to strike. Now, is their defense going to be there? Who knows? But the rest of that Detroit team will still be coming into form by that point. So they can get a quarterback. Who knows? Maybe Jared Goff can do it. I'm not a big golf guy, but
No, you never been a big Golf guy.
no.
You were always ragging on him. You used to make fake Twitters and go after him. I remember
Oh
it
yeah,
was
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. I
All
like to
right.
play golf, but I hate golf.
Okay, hey, we love to play golf on this show, and that's coming around in the springtime. Don't forget to pick up your Philly Drinkers golf gear in the off season. Our main sponsor for the show, Philly Drinkers. We love them, we support them. Use the hashtag, use the promo code Brendan Petrilli and check out. We love you, Philly Drinkers. Thank you so much. Okay, let's
Love
talk
you
about one
guys.
more narrative. One more narrative. One more narrative. Go Philly Drinkers, go Philly Drinkers, go Philly Drinkers. One more narrative, and then to picks. Where do you stand on this whole Bill Belichick leaving the Patriots thing, dude? I don't know what my opinion is.
He's not leaving.
Thank you. Thank you. I needed someone else who's sane to give me that.
I just don't
There's
think it
no
makes
way.
sense,
No, there's no way.
especially if they have a top 2 pick.
Why would you do that?
Yeah.
You can go get Caleb effing Williams.
Yeah. Drake May or whatever. Like if he's sitting at 2 and Chicago's sitting there at 1, he is going to make every move possible to get to that 1.
Yep.
Because Chicago seems like they're leaning towards keeping Fields a little bit.
A little bit.
So he will make every Jedi mind trick possible to be like, hey, let me give you this, that, blah, blah, blah. And let me take the chance on the guy. You know,
They'd have to
flip
give up a lot though to get that 1.
Yeah, move up 1 or 2 spots. Yeah, probably. And that would make it so enticing. Be like, hey, you still got Fields, you got DJ Moore, plus all these other picks we're gonna give you. And you can build around them that way. Salary cap wise, you'll be good for another couple years. Let me take the chance on the unproven guy.
You'd have to also give him a piece. Like if I'm Chicago and you want my number 1, you got to give me Judon on top of what you're already offering. You got to give me a starter.
I mean, it just all depends how much draft capital or whatever that they would want. You just went and you got what's his name from Washington, Sweat.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean maybe it's their first round pick, Judon, and which would make sense salary cap wise if they're going to rebuild.
What I don't
And
understand is
maybe another pick or 2.
why are the rumors that if Belichick's going to go anywhere, right? Why would he even consider going to LA? Why would he want to when he's had such a bad career now since Tom's exit? Why would he want to go to a
Everybody's hyping
division?
up Herbert. That's why.
Yeah, but why would he? Why would he want to? But it doesn't matter. Everybody knows that Herbert is not Patrick. Everyone knows that. There's no debate there.
People keep thinking that he's got the talent, the arm talent, this and that, that just needs a head coach, that somebody can fix him.
Well,
You can
I
always
agree with
you
that.
can always sell a coach that, oh yeah, I can fix this guy. You can always do that with a
Oh,
top end talent like that, arm talent, skill wise, everything else.
yeah.
You can always sell a coach that.
Dude, if you had Dougie P in LA, be a totally different team.
Probably.
Be a totally different team. Look what happened when Lawrence got Dougie P.
Mm-hmm.
You had Nick Sirianni. If you had Tomlin, if you had Harbaugh, be a totally different team. But the difference is that I do think that Bill knows for his legacy, unless he doesn't care about legacy, I believe he does the way that Tom does. He's got to win. And you can't go to a division. The AFC East is so up for grabs. Like I've said, if Aaron was playing, I 100% believe that the Jets would be the number 1 seed in the East. I don't care how fast Miami is. That's how open that division is. So he's 100% going to stay where he made his roots. He's going to show that he's the one who owns the AFC East, not Tom. He's going to go get a guy like Caleb Williams, like Drake May, and he's going to bring the Patriots back. And you watch, by this time in the next 2 years, the Patriots are going to be probably a 4th or 3rd seed in the AFC.
No, I think so too. I think they've done it the right
Yeah.
way too, kind of losing competitively-ish enough.
Yes.
And they've still lost enough games. So yeah,
Enough games.
I agree with you 100%. I think he stays.
He stays. On to the picks, because we don't talk NBA until after Monday, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, real quick though. Joel, Hans,
oh God,
Embiid. We talked about it last episode. Another 50 piece for this guy, dude. He's making it a weekly occurrence. You gotta at least acknowledge this, Harold.
You do. No, you do. The dude is coming for. Listen, what he is showing is that he's tired of playing games, and it's early in season. I'm not trying to be a dick rider, but and that's what he should be doing. He's saying to the organization, he's saying to the Holies, put up or shut up. Here I am. Straight up.
Watch him. Sit down and watch Joel, Hans, and Embiid play. He has just grown so much over the last 5 years, where he was that clumsy big loaf, and now he's nimble. He's walking into shots, bang. He's going to the line, Euro stepping, getting around guys at 300 pounds. He's stepping back, shimmy shake, big bang. You know, he's going to the free throw line, hitting at 90%. Like, big guys like this shouldn't be doing what he's doing. Step back between the legs from the 3, bang. Like, Joel, Hans, and Embiid is different. The Sixers team has depth now. Pat Bev, Kelly Oubre.
Pat Bev is good. Dude, Pat Bev is good.
I want to meet Pat Bev so bad and just shake that man's hand, because he gets it. He's one of those guys where a city and a player match up. Yes. And it's just like, yep.
Heard.
And that's what he is. Him, Joel, Maxey, they get it.
They
Bryce
get it.
Harper, Jalen Hurts until he started sucking. They get it.
All right, pause it. I got to get a drink. Get a drink for the picks.
And let's go there.
And let's go there. Hold it. Let me hit it. Creed for life. It's pits. It's picks, baby. I couldn't even get it out. I said it. It's pits. It's picks, baby. It's time to go. Let's do this. Time to roll. Better than ever. Week 16. We don't stop. We don't play. It's the unders, the underdogs. Let's get right into it with the first pick. Brendan the Bod, start us off.
Oh no, Puka Nacua absolutely toasted me. 35 points tonight. Ugh. Sorry. Let's start with the underdogs.
Start it.
I'm gonna do a spicy one. Arizona Cardinals plus 4.5 against the Chicago Bears.
Break that pick down. Break that pick down, but because I love it. I love it.
Game. Ugly game. Bears coming off a terrible loss. They were up 10 points in the fourth quarter. Second time they've done that this year. this Cardinals team hung with the 49ers last week a little bit.
Yep.
If it wasn't for that punt return fumble getting overturned, that was returned for a touchdown. That was a 7-point game going in the half.
Yep.
The Cardinals team has been feisty. They beat Dallas. They've hung there with some other teams this year. I just don't think the Bears team's that great.
Mhm.
I think there's going to be a decent amount of points scored. I see Kyler Murray being able to score enough to get this job done, at least cover the 4.5. I see it being a 3-point game either side.
Mm. I like it. I like it a lot, man. I think that the Cardinals have proven, dude, listen, outside of Kyler kind of making mistakes and injuries, they can play with anybody. Put 10 points on us at the end of the fourth quarter. Now we play last days ago. They still put 10 points on us. These guys can play with anybody. I like that pick a lot. Yeah, I don't have much to say except I think it's a good pick. All right, for my first underdog, I don't know if I want to save this. You know what? I'm going to save this pick. I want to get into it later. Is everybody betting the Commanders? Like, how do the Jets lose by 30 and they're the favorite?
I had that written down.
So something crazy's got to be going on here. People are going to lose money on this game.
That's why I was like, what is Zach Wilson or Trevor Siemian or is
Dude,
Aaron
yeah,
Rodgers
bench-
going to play?
Oh my God. If they pull Ocho out, dude, it's going to be a slaughter.
He's not going to play.
He's not playing. He's not playing. No, of course
the
not.
rest of the year, but
The rest of the year. No, but my question to you is how does a team who loses by 30, how are they the favorite?
I have it down right here. I got Washington 3 points.
But my question to you is this the game where everyone loses money? Is everyone putting their mortgage payment on Washington this weekend? What does Vegas know? They're begging you to take Washington, bro. That's a sirloin steak in front of you, bro.
I think they're thinking Sam Howell got pulled last week for the backup. They have struggled up and down on offense all year. Ron Rivera's kind of sitting duck coach at this point.
Right.
They dismantled their defensive talent. But I just don't see how the Jets are scoring touchdowns.
I don't like any of the dogs this week. Oh.
Where I see the Commanders being able to score touchdowns. Picture it.
Commanders plus 3.
Who's scoring a touchdown for the New York Jets?
No, this is the play where everyone loses their mortgage. Absolutely not. I'm not touching that game. I can't do it. I cannot do it. I'm
taking Washington.
All right, you got 2 in the bank. You're gonna take the sacrifice for us then. I gotta give 2 picks now. Scumbag. Wash plus the 3. All right, you gotta. Yeah, dude, you're taking that hit. That's huge. Okay, let me give 2.
It's just
I get it.
I keep seeing what you're saying. I just don't see how it's possible. I know it's possible.
I get
it can lose and the Jets can win that football game, but why?
Okay.
But the end reason is why.
Well, I think the reason is that Vegas wants to make money and they know that these idiots are going to say, you lost by 30 and you're a favorite. I'm betting Washington all day long. And then somehow, some way, there's going to be some report that comes out. Somebody's injured that they know of. Aaron Rodgers is coming back. Maybe Salah is going to be under center. I don't know.
If Sam Howell doesn't play, then I don't love that,
Yeah.
Okay. Washington.
My first pick, Colts plus the 2.5.
I like that. That was another one I was looking at.
I think it's pretty simple. They're on the road against Atlanta. I don't think Atlanta is that good of a team. I think the Colts have found some real success here with Minshew. I think that they kind of know what they're doing, and I like them in this spot here. Listen, the Colts can be competitive here, guys. They're the 7th. They're the 7th seed right now, dude.
That's the one where I kind of think people are more going to bet the Colts, thinking they're a playoff team.
Okay.
The Falcons just lost to the Panthers. They haven't been competitive all year long.
And this is
everybody's riding this hot team in the Colts that have been overperforming with all the injuries. This could be a game that the Falcons finally pulling out to keep contending for the division.
This could be a sorcery play. A
But
sorcery
I
play.
do like the Colts though.
Yeah, I'm sticking with them, just like you're sticking with Washington. Maybe we'll both be made fun of by the end of next
I
week.
didn't believe what I was saying there, but I was just giving you the flip side.
Fair enough, dog. Fair enough. Okay, my next one is another question on the road. Though we blew them out, blew their downstairs off. Explain to me why Trevor Lawrence is catching points to Baker Mayfield. Like,
Yep,
dude,
I thought
can't-
this. I had it. I had
I don't
it here,
understand
yeah.
any of these dogs right now. The only dog that I understand is Dallas, and that's a pick 'em. We're gonna get to that later. How is Trevor Lawrence catching 3?
He's banged up, I guess.
Nobody got injured in that game besides Mitchell.
But like he's been hurt for most of the year. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
He had the knee.
Like Joey Burr.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't get that.
Baker was able to sling it last week, and they were able to play enough defense on the Packers, but they weren't really at the same time. I don't know why. Because that Tampa Bay defense is just going off of namesake alone at this point.
Yes.
And I think this Jacksonville team should tear them to shreds. They should. Will they do it?
No.
We'll see.
What I would say is out of all 3 of the games that we've talked about so far, Jets, Washington, Colts, Atlanta,
I feel most
Jacksonville,
confident
Tampa.
on Jacksonville.
I feel most confident on Jacksonville as well.
Yeah.
Is it an earthquake?
Yeah, because I'm taking them. Yeah.
Okay, are we swapping one of our picks out though for that? Because that means that you're locked up for your unders and underdogs.
Yeah. My 3 are gonna be Cardinals, Jags, Washington.
All right, I got one more then.
2 alike.
Okay.
Oh, wow. You think I'm taking?
No, no. Well, no. I mean, we're gonna get to that later. That's the thing. I don't know what to do right now because I don't know if I don't know which team to take right now as my locks because I feel so confident in both covering. I'm just gonna go out and say it. I feel so confident in the Ravens covering and so confident in Dallas covering because the truth of the matter is that to dive into both of these games that are coming up are the showdowns of the current 1 and 2 seeds of each division, of each conference. But I think that the Dallas one matters more because everyone has said Miami can't beat the real teams. And clearly everyone is thinking that about Dallas now because they've only got 1 real win against the Eagles and the Eagles already beat them and they've gotten slaughtered now by the Bills. They're on the road. They're plus 1.5. I think that Dallas covers here. Am I saying they win? No. But I'm telling you, the way you beat Miami is if you can turn off the speed. And Dallas has the defense to do it. And they've got the offense to compete. They've got the firepower to compete. The question is that can Dak play better than Tua? Because Tua's playing well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I just think they need Tyreek Hill in this game. It seems like it's been such a thing up in the air that we really haven't heard about all too much.
Dallas is going to be my lock.
If Tyreek Hill is playing this game, I think this line would be like 2.5 for Miami.
I would agree with that. And maybe it moves.
Yeah.
And if it moves, I might also change my pick. I get to put that in as a referendum.
Oh, okay.
If the line moves, I get to change my pick because I'm going to swap them. So right now I'm going to go Ravens plus the 5.5 for my final under. I listed the reasons why before. I think it's crazy that you're giving the number 1 seed. Is that being disrespectful, not making them my lock?
No, I mean, everybody else is disrespecting them. So you can too.
I'm putting a cigarette out on their face. No, I mean, the pure reason why that I'm not making them my lock and why I'm making Dallas my lock is because the Ravens, how do I say this? They don't need the win as badly as Dallas does at the end of the day. They don't, because Dallas, if they lose this game, everyone will know that they are fake.
No,
If the Ravens
it's
lose to
the
the
fraud
49ers
bowl.
or don't cover, it's like, oh, you lost to the 49ers. But Dallas, it's like Miami's supposed to be a team that you beat, or at least that you cover to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I
So
hear you.
Ravens plus the 5.5 is my last dog.
All right.
As a matter of fact, you know how I'm not disrespecting them?
6.5.
Ravens money line
All
plus
right,
190. They win outright.
all right. I like that.
They win outright.
I like that.
And if we win outright, pull out a ring and put it on our hand. Pull out the ring and put it on our hand.
All right, moving to the favorites.
Moving to the favorites and the overs, brother.
Detroit 3 over the Vikings.
I think that this game is another scam, but I'll yeah.
Really? Why?
Because we have
It's
seen
so
that
short.
Detroit we have seen that it's so small, and we have seen Detroit give up. That Thanksgiving game has
It's
left
Nick
such.
Mullins, bro. Josh Dobbs, right? That's what you got to keep telling yourself.
Yeah, fair enough.
But Detroit's defense really isn't that good.
No, they're not, dude.
Yeah.
But the Vikings have only won games by 3 points. So,
Yeah, and they just have so many offensive weapons,
yeah,
and but it's in Minnesota, early game.
that's what I'm
That
saying.
that has Minnesota written. Nah,
All over it.
no, we're taking them. Detroit.
All right. I got to ride with them again. I flipped from the Jets. I have flipped from the Jets to this team. You know what I'm about to say, Trill. Say it with me. Browns minus the 2.5. Listen, you got to take them here. They're going against a beat up a beat up Texan squad without their starting quarterback. Joe Flacco's playing at elite level. Yes, they've got the coach of the year behind them. But at the end of the day, dude, the Browns need this. The Browns need this win. I think that Joe Flacco wants to go on a run here. I think he's prepared to. I don't think that line is crazy at all. I understand why it's tight because people still don't fully know about him yet, right? They could think that the pizzazz is going to wear out. I love them here on the road. Browns minus the 2.5.
Yeah, if Case Keenum plays this game again, I love the Browns.
Yeah.
The biggest thing you're holding out if CJ Stroud comes back from concussion protocol and Nico Collins comes back from the ankle. Seems less and less likely as we're moving closer. But yeah, that's the biggest thing because Case Keenum's magic ran out last week in a
Yeah.
ugly game. He
Ugly.
got them the win that they needed.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like the Brownies there.
Browns. Okay, I'm going again. For another favorite or over. I want to see what the over is on this game. Yeah, I like it a lot here. No, actually, I don't. Never mind.
Bills.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking at that game, you fuck. Yes, but I can't see. I'm not touching that line, though. What do you think about the over and over 43.5?
I was looking at that or the Bills line at 12.
Does LA completely collapse now at this point, or does
Yeah,
the defense
I think
finally step
so.
up?
I mean, Easton Stick sucks. He's terrible.
Okay. Then you know what? I feel more confident in the over. I have no confidence in the Bills. They are the murkiest of murky water. Over 43.5.
I'm taking Bills 12.5.
Okay.
I think they blow them out. They beat them by 21. Easily. They're cooking right now. Now, can this be a trap game where the Bills, all of a sudden, everybody's been hyping them up?
Yes.
Maybe you don't want to be that team to play to come into the playoffs and they just lay an egg like they have the
heavy
beginning
line.
of the season.
It's a heavy line.
100% could 100% happen. But I like the Bills. I think they're a really good team that are finally coming to the expectations that they had at the beginning of the year.
Maybe.
What do you real quick question about the Bills?
Please.
Do you think the person that put out those rumors of Sean McDermott and his comments on certain groups of people being able to communicate well to each other, do you think they were trying to take down Sean McDermott or try to bring the team together even more?
It's a good question. I don't know. I think that whole house is stupid. I don't even know where to take that thing, dude. You're such an idiot. No, dude. I think at the end of the day, the Bills have to recognize, dude, if they don't get their stuff done now at this point, you are gonna lose a top 3 wide receiver. He's gonna walk.
Yeah.
He's
That's
gonna
what I'm
walk.
saying. Do you think they had those rumors or that story for like 2 years plus now, and now all of a sudden you're bringing it out? Is it to try to break the team up, or was it going to try to bring the team together even more? Be
Probably
like,
bring them
hey,
together.
they can't say that about our coach, even
Probably
though
bring
he did say that and he apologized for it.
probably bring them together.
Yeah, and that's what's happened.
Yeah.
Just like those guys that Sean McDermott referenced, they came together and they communicated well and they got the job done. That's what the Bills are trying to do. Get the job done.
Move off. All right, let's go to our last game. Let's go to our last games here. Last favorites, last overs. Trill. I like this game a lot. I think that it's dangerous. I think it could be big. I think it's going to be cold. I think it matters. The over Raiders KC 40
Okay.
over 40 and a half. I don't trust the line. But I think that listen, KC is hanging by a thread. They're hanging by a thread. They're not used to not getting the calls that they want to get like they got this. Listen, they got to stop complaining. They got the calls they needed to win a Super Bowl. You won the chip off of a very fair call. That call was totally right to make, but you got it in a late game situation, which really that flag did not need to come out. You got to stop getting pissed about passing interference calls when you're going against Green Bay and last week. Stop complaining because you got it in the Super Bowl and it helped you. It literally led to you winning the ring. They're holding on by a thread here. They have got to put up points. That's it. Raiders KC over 40 and a half. I feel that that's probably the best pick too.
Yeah, I like it. I think the Chiefs have been struggling. I think this is a Travis Kelce game.
Yes.
Everybody's been talking a
Taylor's
lot of
pissed.
smack. It's the first game on Christmas morning or afternoon. He's going to put up a tutty, maybe 200 plus yards. And
tugs.
everybody's going to be singing Taylor Swift the rest of the afternoon. That's just what's going to happen.
Heard it.
Or they're going to be singing him and Jason Kelsey's new single. No free ads. So hit us up, boys, if you want us to promote your album. But whatever.
We'll do what we got to do.
Yeah.
Okay, hit us with your last one, Tro.
Over 43 Giants Birds.
Break that pick down, dog.
Eagles are going to put up 38 points. They're going to score points. They better score points.
Should we just take the Eagles team over? Like, you wanted to do that, and I shut it down. Over 43 and a half. Okay. No, listen, again, another game like Kansas City where not where you're in the same position.
The Eagles got to crush them. They got it.
You have to.
They have to dominate. They got to bend them over and say, cutlets are out the window. We ate them all 3 weeks ago. There's no more Christmas dinner. This game is over and done with. It's in Philadelphia. Yeah. People will riot if this game is close. Like
that is so true.
They have to dominate on Christmas Day. Mm-hmm. They have to.
Yes.
And I think they
do. They will. They will. Okay. To the locks. Listen, it's a cowgirl game. Those cowgirl cheerleaders, What can you say? Nothing but
Fuck!
nice. Nothing but nice.
Damn it!
What'd you lose?
Oh my God.
What did you lose? For the audio audience, he's in distress.
Per Jeff Passan, Japanese star Yamamoto and the which team are in agreement on a 12-year, $325 million contract?
I can make the call.
Take a
Yankees.
guess.
Yankees.
Mm-mm.
Boston.
Worse.
Who?
The Los Angeles Dodgers.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's why I was so pissed.
Are you no wonder they got Shohei to defer.
Yeah. To pay
Holy. So
Yamamoto.
they must have known this whole time that was going to happen. They must have told Shohei when they first signed him.
We'll bring your buddy in.
The
You
Yamamoto's
defer your
coming
money.
in.
We'll pay him up front.
Wow. You know Yamamoto's buying him a house. You know he's buying him a $30
He doesn't
million
have to.
house.
They're both getting paid.
He's getting paid $2 million a year though.
Getting paid more. Man,
That's crazy. You really
that's-
thought he was going to go to Philly?
no, but I would have liked him
didn't.
not to go to the Dodgers.
Yeah, I mean that
Anywhere else, I'm like, okay, fine, whatever.
baseball's top heavy now.
Yeah,
It's completely
but
top heavy. That
I hope
sucks.
they
That actually is
suck.
not
I hope
good
they
for the
suck there,
Bulls.
and they fall apart, and the Dodgers still win nothing. And all they won was a bogus COVID championship with all the money they've spent.
Just like every LA team.
Yeah, whatever.
Hit us
All
with
right,
your lock.
where were we?
I'm talking about the Cowgirls cheerleaders.
No.
They're coming down and they're going against the best cheerleaders in the league. And it's the ones that I saw live in action. And that's the Miami Dolphin cheerleaders. It's a battle
How
of the
were they?
cheerleaders. Oh, dude, please. It was two of the greatest things that I've ever
Let's
seen in my
close
life.
your ears. All right.
Yeah, listen, I'm looking up at the jumbo the jumbotron.
The jumbo jugs.
Whoa. We don't use that type of language here. I'm looking. I see some very nice, respectable cheerleaders, and then right after that, I'm seeing Tua Shirkovagaloa throw the ball all over the place and run it on the New York Jets. It was a great day to be in Miami. We'll put it at that. Shout out to you. Cowboys plus the 1.5. They need this game. They're going to slow the game down. Pollard is going to get after. Pollard is 100% going to get after Tua. I think that the defensive line of Miami does make Dak struggle a little bit, but I think they adjust well. And listen, if Tyreek's out, Trilly's right. This game would be, if Tyreek's in, this game would be 2.5, 3 points. If he's out, it's a pick 'em, and Dallas covers here. Dallas plus the 1.5.
All right. I'm going an ugly game, but this team needs this win Sunday night, Christmas Eve, to get back in contention against a bad football team that's looking to tank, that's looking to get a top spot to keep their head coach, to get him a quarterback. Russell Wilson is looking to try to prove it to his head coach again. Yeah. After they went on a nice run. They got in a bit of a tiff last week. I'm taking the Broncos 6.5.
I love that pick. In the cold. In
Denver, Christmas Eve. The Pats just aren't good.
No.
They just aren't.
They're brutal. They can't play.
Denver should win this game by 10.
Oh, my God.
Easily. They should.
Easily.
Give it to them. Give it to me.
Easily. Now to the HTLP. We're starting it the only way that we should know how to start it. And if you don't say yes to this, then you are not a real rider. Because this is going to start the betting out strong. You know where I'm going with it. Ravens money line. Ravens money line plus 190.
Are we riders for the pot, or do we want people to win money?
We want people to win money. Tell me what, okay, you like the spread, or do you not even like that game? You can be honest.
Let's take the Vents money line. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Thank you. Thank you. And then I think we take KC minus the 10.
All right, we're getting heavy on Christmas.
Spread the love?
No, I like it though. It keeps you involved. You're able to tell the fam like, "Hey, I got a little bit of action on this game here real quick. Let me at least have it on in the corner."
Yep.
You just got done maybe I mean, depending on the families, I know. We're older here, so we unwrap presents around 10, 11.
Yeah.
You have the game rolling, pregame on the TV at 12. You got a game on at 1, starting to make our way, get dressed, everybody showering up, go to over to the aunts in a couple hours. So you always need to have it on the TV. You need an excuse to have it on the TV.
Yes.
So it's a good idea to have that game on. And I really like this Kansas City team. So yeah, we'll take them.
Do we like Arizona to win? Do we like them to upset Chicago?
Kinda.
Is that, I mean, that's a big number if we put in 2 money lines like that on 2 dogs. But I like Arizona here on the road. I know they're playing in the cold, but
Yeah.
I like that though. This is a tough one
I
because
like
it's
Arizona
actually
a lot.
due.
I really do. I do.
Me too.
I talked about it earlier.
Me too.
I don't know. I'm just, do they win this football game? A lot of the times I try to think about it. You close the eyes and you're just like, do you see this team winning? Or do you see a certain player making a couple plays?
Couple plays.
I see Kyler Murray making a couple plays to win this football game.
Me too.
I can see Justin Fields looking dumbfounded and Eberflus looking dumbfounded on the sideline once again. So yeah, let's take Arizona.
This is going to be a big one, dude. We got to pick one more.
It's a Christmas.
This is going to take us to a different level.
Extravaganza here. We go Jags.
This is the Christmas payout. Go Jags. Plus the 3. Or money line. 3 dogs money line. Holy shit, that payout is crazy, dude.
15 for $493.
I don't know, man. I feel like that we're putting too much on putting 3 money lines on 3 dogs.
Maybe we go out on the Cardinals, stay in on the Jags, or do you like?
No, that's a trap game.
So out on the Jags.
What do you think about the Jags over under?
Well, I was gonna say Seahawks, Titans.
Under. Derrick Henry's out, right?
Oh, I don't know. Did you hear about that?
I thought he is. Maybe he's not.
What do we think? I don't like that first game.
I don't like that game.
Pittsburgh.
No. Oh, we're not touching that.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think that we go. Listen, I think that we go.
I mean,
for
Green Bay.
That's what I was gonna say. An absolute must, bitch. And I think that we take the minus the 4.5.
Yeah. No way the Panthers are winning 2 games in a row.
No. And that's a reason. Now that's a reasonable number. 15 to win 397.
Bet. And
done. Okay, let's bring it through again, ladies and gentlemen. Open it up. We'll not open it up in this order. No, we'll go in order. 1:00 Sunday, Christmas Eve. 1 o'clock, Green Bay minus a 4.5 on the road to Carolina, followed by the 4 o'clock game on Sunday. We're taking Arizona outright, ladies and gentlemen, plus 166. We're throwing them into the HDLP, into the parlay. We don't care. Plus the 166. That's how it goes. That's what we do. Next thing you know, we're doing what KC's got to do. They got to cover the 10, Doug. They're at home in the cold. They're playing against the Raiders. They're doing what they got to do to stay alive. Travis Kelce's probably having 2 tugs. Minus the 10, 1 o'clock on Christmas Day. And then finally, the showdown, a possible Super Bowl. But we're not saying it's the Super Bowl because we're holding out for the Eagles. Ravens on the money line, plus 190, 8 o'clock, Christmas Day. We don't care. I'm wearing the Tyler Linderbaum. Actually, I don't know. I might have to wear Ocho out of respect.
Out of respect.
15 to win 397.99.
Love it.
Thanks for listening to us. Another great show.
Shout out 215.
Go Raven.